Hi, everyone. I was talking with my friend and podcast producer, Amelia Ruby, recently about how I have all these short thoughts that I want to share on the podcast. And since I'm not on social media and not all of you are on my newsletter, I wanted to play with a new format that's a little more casual, informal, and also shorter than our longer form episodes, so that some of those short thoughts that feel more timely and still like they want to be shared have a place to live, but also their difference in format and tone is acknowledged. So this is the first of those in this experiment. And a few months ago, I was doing my very first launch of my new membership called Ma. And in that, I shared an email that had the subject line, "Your new Dom," or "Why you need a new Dom." And I got so much feedback from that email that it really has helped people resource into understanding some of their shame spirals or their relationship to innate worthiness a little bit differently. And I thought that that would be a perfect thought form to share here on the feed with you all, because some of you don't get my emails. And if you don't, I recommend that you use the link below to sign up for my newsletter. I don't send very many emails unless I am in the middle of selling something. And if I am in the middle of selling, you always have the option to opt out. And if the tone and quality of this particular medicine, of this reading, speaks to you, I also recommend that you join the waitlist for Ma below, because our next immersion, which will be a 5-week concentrated period where we dive into a particular topic, will be on the Whore and the Holy Woman. And the container of the membership of Ma is sponsored by, guarded by the faces of the Whore and the Holy Woman that I feel deeply devoted to. So when I sent out this email originally to my list, I also sent out an audio recording of it because it felt like it had that storytelling vibe to it. So I'm going to bring that back here and allow you all to listen and enjoy. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, responses that you'd like to hear more of in the future, please send me a text below using the link in the show notes, and I look forward to hear how this lands. I used to teach Pilates and yoga full-time. And while I still teach these things occasionally, it's nowhere near full-time. That schedule was anywhere from 4 to 8 hours a day, at least 5 days a week for at least 7 years. Needless to say, I clocked a lot of hours helping a lot of different people with very different bodies, working through really different conditions. Every time I would see a new client, I asked them, what brings you in? What are you looking for from this work? And also, what hurts? And then I'd let them share their story, their understanding of what brought them here and what was hurting. And people would always lean in as if they were sharing some insane body ailment that I'd never heard of, something inconceivable and unhealable. But here's the thing. Everyone had the same pain, and everyone thought it was unique. The source of their pain was always one of 3 things. And regardless of the issue, the movement recipe for recovery and alignment and relief was the same. And so we fast forward to now, where I still teach some of those things, but it's integrated into more spiritual, energy-centered, magic-oriented containers that I host now. And I still see the same pattern. People lean in with great suffering in their heart, and I can feel the shame and the rejection bubbling up to the surface that they are struggling to get out. And they whisper their pain like it's a great secret, but I already know what it is. And they say, there's just a part of me that feels like I'm not good enough. And it almost always comes down to this. Whatever the surface level wound is, when we get down to the root, this is what's waiting. It's created a matrix, this whole story where we feel like if we aren't good enough, then we don't deserve love, we don't deserve to be here, so we reject intimacy, therefore hurt other people in our lives, we wall up our heart, and then we experience separation from life. We've cried to all of the Mary Oliver, telling us that we don't have to be good, and yet we still spend almost all of our energy trying to be good. And sometimes we're on overdrive. We're not just trying to be good, we're driven to be the best. And then we will erase all questions about our deservingness, our rightful place, our belonging. Then we think we will finally be enough. But that's a lie. And being the best is a finish line that never comes, and it doesn't actually bring that belonging, fulfillment, and sensation of love that we think it will. The pain of, quote, not being good enough creates this huge chasm in your heart, and it blocks you from intimacy and it blocks you from power. But you feel like it's true. The pain of the story, I'm not good enough, resonates so deeply that you submit to it. In short, this story of not being good enough has become your dom. This story whips you back into submission and shame anytime your life starts to blossom into something different, or you start to feel better, or you dare to think you could thrive, contribute, and love while the world burns. And I say, it's time for a new dom. Allow me to introduce Whore Medicine. This great whore mother is one of the guides and guardians of Ma, my membership container, one of the red goddess faces that beams her shameless red light into this offering for our bright red slutty hearts. The whore flips the script that keeps you in good girl jail. She eats judgment for breakfast, drinks it for tea, and churns it into grace, radical acceptance, and liberation. The good girl is like, but what will people think? And the whore is like, let 'em, I'm having a great time. Good girl is like, but the patriarchy. Whore is like, punish me, daddy. Good girl, I have to be even extra good to make up for all those bad people out there. I have to show people that I'm not like them. Whore, I can't even hear what you're saying. I am so drunk on redemption right now. Good girl, I feel so guilty for these opportunities I have. Who am I to do this special thing? Whore, all you have to do is say yes. Good girl, but I'll be so misunderstood if I say what I mean, or if I make too much money, or if I'm too loud, or if I'm too pretty, or if I'm too happy, or if I'm too much. Whore, everyone misunderstands me, for I am mystery. Good girl, but won't I be a bad person if I do X or I think Y? Whore, I love a naughty girl. Good girl, I can't do that. It's too much like my mom or my dad, and they hurt me. Whore, so what if you're the worst? It's forgiven. She is the inversion, the antidote to all you think you have to be and do. I have watched her medicine instantly transform long-held shadows and fears into giggles and delight. But what does this great whore have to do with Yeshua, which was our first class inside of the Ma membership earlier this spring? And actually, they have quite a lot to do with each other, which is something that we're diving into this year inside of Ma. Let us not forget, Yeshua was a defender of the whores. He was a bit whorish himself, I might add, such a vampire, offering up his blood all over the place for us to drink. Drink it, she says. Redemption tastes amazing. The whore is just unabashedly guzzling forgiveness, riding this great beast of reality, utterly drunk on the forgiveness blood. She's such a slut for unconditional love. She can't help but always want more. And the more redemption she drinks, the more there is. That is the abundance principle. The more she drinks, the more she understands. The more she drinks from the fountain of forgiveness, the more she loves the world. The more she guzzles renewal and grace freely given, the more she says, reality, I fucking love you. The more magnetic she becomes. It is this kind of love, this slutty, whorish, I'll take you however you come kind of love, that is the only thing that changes everything. Welcome to your new mistress. Maybe it's your whore era. It's certainly mine. And it's a tall order, my loves, but it's a fun ride. J Ma.